Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ni hao. What's up? Greetings. I want to go somewhere today. As I always say, I'm the fanatic, William D. McGee Jr., here in San Antonio, Texas. And you're hearing from the apostle. I want to talk today about some things. Okay? I want to go into an area that's very sensitive. Very sensitive. Have you heard the word radicalize or radicalization? Well, guess what? When you hear that word radicalize or radicalization, you immediately think about terrorism or somebody from the Middle East being radicalized, or a terrorist organization such as ISIS or Daesh. I want to tell you something. There's more to being radicalized than what you think. A lot of people are radicalized right here in America. Every day, they're being radicalized. From the age of 5, all the way up to high school, all the way up through college, and then out on their jobs. They're being radicalized. When you implement an ideology on people, you have radicalized that person or them. We call it patriotism. But really, patriotism is one thing, radicalization is a whole nother thing. I call it programming. That's why I'm always telling people to unplug themselves from the system. And for that, my friends, my brethren, my sisters, my friends, for that can cost you your life. The fanatics don't have a long lifespan because those bloodlines that control the place behind the scenes, they can't have a fanatic loose among the sheep and the slaves. So many organizations in our country that do a lot of radicalization. And you don't even know it. It's amazing, isn't it? TV networks, like I said, separated by race, have BET. We have Disney, but people don't really realize that Walt Disney, was actually a programming entity. Based on what knowledge you put in here, it goes in here. Okay? Comes in here, it goes in here. And it tries to override God that lives in here and silence him. with their concepts. Because see, God is the concept. One concept. And that concept was love. Hess. When Yeshua came and spoke, he says, you are the light of the world in the midst of darkness. To those who he's talking to, his disciples, those that were closest to him, he said, you are the light. And everybody else that came, he tried to tell them. And he was speaking in a cosmic sense. Because see, spiritual sense and the cosmic side. Before there was a Bible, before there was a Torah, before there was a Quran, there was the Kabbalah. The cosmic side of God, where love and hate, light and darkness exists. Where days of old and the angels, the fallen ones, and the evil spirits after the flood still exist. And the battle continues. This is what you're up against right now. Radicalization. I want to go somewhere. I want to tell you something. I want you to listen to me. All the terrorists that they go after, they go after the cachet of material that they have surrounding them. They round it up and they take it back and they look and they say, we want to know what he has been studying or gathering up. Why? Because when you radicalize someone, you brainwash them into thinking that your group, that you, whatever it is the best. And we've been doing that in America for a whole bunch of time, for the longest. Talking about good versus evil. Talking about white hat, black hat. The villain always wore black, and the good guys only wore white. Same thing happens in our country and around the world. That same mentality is spreaded. That same radicalization is spreaded. We have communism. We have capitalism. We have socialism. We have intermediate. We have dictatorships. We have monarchs. We have all these different ideologies. All are radicalization. We have the far left, the far right. You're nobody. The people can't understand. But those leaders that you put up there, oh yeah, they specialize in it. And the powers and principalities and dominions that sit behind the scene that are over these bloodline that's running everything. Well, guess what? They know. There's a reason that Donald Trump is going to England to meet the Queen. He has to. There's a reason that they stand out in the public, and they take the oath or they swear in as presidents in front of the family of 300, the bloodline, to make sure that they understand that is them running the show. And that it's them that they're giving their allegiance to, not to the American people. These are the things that I'm talking about. Hidden. From now on, I'm going to be going into deep, deep areas. Radicalization, as I said, that's another area. That's an area that they don't want to talk about. Long as they can keep deception, long as they can keep you occupied in entertainment, occupied in sports, occupied in fake news, occupied in everything else but the truth, they're going to use it. Even your church, even your religion doesn't belong to you anymore. It never did. Because God is a relationship and not a religionship. He don't live in buildings made with human hands. And the kingdom, when you hear people talking about I'm doing kingdom building, well, guess what? Luke 17:21 says that the kingdom of God is within you. So all these people say, I'm going, he says, all the ones to tell you that the kingdom is over here. Come on and join me and the kingdom is over here. And this Jody Wagner, well, actually, Wagner, not Jody Wagner, but, and the kingdom is here and the kingdom is here. But guess what? Don't go after them because the kingdom of God is within you. Within you. He says, we will come and make our abode in you. And we don't care whether you are Jew. We don't care what affiliation you are. If you are a believer, then we will come and make our abode with you. We, that means three, two or more, and it's only three. The jinn is in the place now. The jinn. So those who are studiers of the Quran, they know who the jinn is. The evil ones, the days of old, is in the land now. Is in this dimension now. Because the Malkut is where spirit is encased in a vessel. That's the reason for the Malkut. He says, all those who believe in me, I will make them a sun, a star that will shine. Now, a sun is actually a star. Or a star is actually a sun, and it is a galaxy of its own. So you'll have things revolving around you. And he said, I will give you a crown. And you will, in Keter. See, Keter is the first place. This is where he lives, in the first dimension. And then you have wisdom, second. And then you have understanding. You have 10 separates. 10. But that's for another session. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Geosili. Later.